Okay, I think I have located them. Just go ahead and mark those. All right, and looks like 1, 2, 3, 4-page document is what you're referring to. Is that right, Ms. Hudson?
Yes, you're in a chronological order, 4 pages. Yes, 4 pages.
So, how is it that you came to have, say, the cell phone number for this Lorna person?
So when I first moved in March, um, we were friendly to one another, neighborly. She explained to me that if I ever needed anything, she was available. And so we exchanged numbers because I had asked her. I went to Colorado in April and I was expecting a package. So I said, I call you to ask you if, the package is there? And she said, yeah. So we had um, friendly text messages, neighborly text messages, um, from when I moved in, like March, April, and May. Um, as that was the pandemic and everything had shut down. Me and my daughter were outside a lot. She would play with the other neighbors' children, and the neighbors, Lorna Yurak and her family, were outside. So there was just some communication um, back and forth. And that's how this situation came about, because there were protests over George Floyd and his murder, and they had some strong opinions about it, as did I. Um, and so that's just kind of how that came about, me getting their phone number.
So,
And during those, I'm sorry,
do you think that the George Floyd incidents was kind of the catalyst for bad relationships between you and Lorna and her family?
Absolutely. Fortunately, on several occasions, they did use the N-word slur. They referred to me and my daughter as N-words. Their reasoning was because they didn't know any better and they couldn't understand that it was just a word that I identify as melanated Dominican, but that melanin people use it all the time. And so I tried to talk to them about it. I tried to explain from my viewpoint as a melanated Dominican how offensive it was. Even in general conversation, I asked them to stop using it around me. They didn't, I wouldn't be able to speak to them anymore. I wouldn't have any ill-gotten feelings toward them, but the conversation would have to stop. That's just the hill I was willing to die on.
Okay.
So July 4th was the celebration for fireworks, July 4th. And of course, everyone was pretty much outside. She brought the conversation up again, well, the family did, about how they were not happy with the fact that they just could not speak themselves. They couldn't be themselves. I don't know what that meant. But that's when the situation happened. I told him I was done. I was like, there's nothing to talk about. We're done talking. You don't get it. I don't know how any other way I could explain it. And I went inside with my daughter. And then this was Sunday, July 5th. She sent this text messages. She sent this particular text message.
Okay, and so then there's some text messages that are exchanged over the next couple of months. And I just direct your attention to the August 7th text messages. On the left-hand side, it says, "We put camera up because there has been a guy in the yard at night looking up at your apartment. We scared him away last night. Also, things have been happening in the neighborhood, and Chuck and Kevin are getting camera put up too. If I see the guy again, I will call the police. Now, that was Lorna talking, is that right?
Yes. So,
Okay. And so your response to that is stop lying, leave me alone. All you are crazy as hell and making shit up because you have nothing better to do than cause drama and harass people. So I guess I'm not really understanding your response to their text messages that there was some man that was looking into apartments.
Okay, so after after the July 4th incident, I was no longer talking to them. I just avoided them at all costs. So July 12th, the day before this text came, Lorna and I had an incident in the yard where the police were called.
And what was the date of this incident?
This incident was July 12th. It's in the police report. And I was in the yard with my daughter, and Lorna and her family were outside. And the yard, we just subconsciously separated into 4 sections. So the yard that was closest to their patio was the area that they would be in, and then I would use the part of the yard that was more closer to the street on the side of my apartment in the front. I was sitting there painting, and they were playing ball, but they kept tossing the ball really close to me. Now, this is after I told them that I don't want to talk to them, I want nothing to do with them, and that they were upset about it. So at this point, we are no longer amicable. So they wouldn't stop throwing the ball. I became irritated. I asked them to stop. They became upset because I asked them to stop. So we called the police. And the police came. And that's where that police report is at. So this text message after this incident where I explained to the police officers what happened, the racial slurs that were spoken. I showed them the text messages of how they were upset. We're no longer getting along. They text me this the next day. I mean,
Okay, what are you referring to now?
oh, I'm sorry. I'm lost. I'm sorry. No, I'm talking about the July 13th. Sorry. I messed up. Can we go back? I'm sorry.
Okay, so all
I'm
right.
so sorry, Your Honor. I
We
apologize.
I marked as exhibit number 2 the text messages that began on July 5th. And
Yeah.
I see that on July 13th, there is a text
Yeah.
message that says, just a heads up, Nicole's being tested for COVID because she
Yeah.
has symptoms and she was very close to you on the 4th when you were talking to her very close. So is
Yes.
that what you're
Sorry.
referring to there?
Yes, this is after. Yes, I'm sorry. I was trying to. I'm building a timeline in my head, and I'm so sorry. So yeah, so this is July, and then before that, July 12th, there had been an incident with the police. We were told to leave each other alone, no communication whatsoever. She texts me again. And then I ignored her because that's what I was just trying to do. The police, they just ignore it, it'll go away. And then now I'm at August 7th. I apologize. Like I said, this is after the police officers told us to leave each other alone, stop talking, texting. And that's when she said this. But during the time of the July to August, she had been outside my daughter's window, calling me names, saying I was doing this and that under my daughter's window. My daughter would come to me upset. And I just was never able to like get a video of it. So At this point in my mind, their behavior is, I'm considering it harassment, considering it retaliation, I'm considering harassment. So that's why I was really upset, because I felt like they just would not leave me alone at this point. And I was letting them know my sentiments, how I felt about them, so they could never try to say, oh, we're friends, we get along, because we don't. And I was trying to make it clear to them verbally, I don't like you, I think something's wrong with you, please leave me alone. So that explains my reaction.
Okay, and so the text message that said on July 13th that the daughter, Nicole, was being tested for COVID, you didn't respond to that, though, is that right?
I did not. I felt like it was just another intimidation tactic to scare me to thinking I had COVID, because we weren't close, believe me, on that, on the 4th. We weren't in close proximity. We were practicing the 6 feet. So when she told me that, I was just like, you were there, you knew better. We weren't even close. But it was just her way of antagonizing me, because this is after, the cop, this is just right the day, sorry, this is literally the day after, and we were told to leave each other alone. So why are you texting me? So I ignored her.
Okay. And so go back here. All right, I guess anything else that you want to say or submit on your behalf as it relates to the complaint, which I indicated we have gone through the narrative that you included there.
Yes, after the August 7th text messages between us, August 10th, which is 3 days later, I was able to get a video of them outside of my daughter's window, and I captured the things that they were saying, because I really wanted it to stop for my daughter.
Okay.
And I ended up calling the police to let them know what was happening, because I wanted to see if they could see the pattern of behavior. And I knew I needed proof to show the police officers for them to believe me. And I showed them the video. And in this video, Lorna is outside, like I stated, outside my daughter's window. She is calling me a prostitute. She is saying she's going to tell the landlord that I'm prostituting, that she had video footage of it. She was speaking to a Kevin Loher, which was the neighbor next door. He said that he said, we're gonna get this bitch kicked out of here. If you need my help, just let me know. And Lorna was like, okay. So I was able to capture that on video and show the police. Police came, watched the video, told Lorna to delete my number and to leave me alone.
Well, do you have a copy of this video that you wanted to show? Is that?
I do have it. I will show it. I am going to find it. So when I sent the hard copies, I mean not hard copies, but when I sent the disc in the storage, I numbered it. It should be number 1, dated 8/10/2020, and it says Lorna Kevin outside window. And I am going to bear with me. I am going to see if I can get laptop as close as I can to play the recording.
Okay.
Don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, it's visible to me so far. I guess I don't know, Attorney Olson. Are you able to see the? Okay, he's giving the thumbs up.
Can you, she said, thanks.
Any problems, let me know. Oh, they're back hard.
Yeah, the audio isn't very good.
I'm sorry. That was my biggest concern. You weren't going to be able to hear it. Okay, so what I did, I tried to buy this microphone.
Okay.
Last time it didn't work, but I was thinking that if I was able to play the video and hold the mic up to the computer, it would be able to work. I'm gonna plug this in and put these on
Okay.
to see if you can hear me.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
So
I think
I'm
that
gonna try to do what I said I was going to do.
at the pretrial, I think that we tried this with the headphones and it didn't
I
work.
won't
So
be able to hear you. So if you can hear the audio, if you could like do a thumbs up.
all right.
Problems, let me know. Oh, they're back hard.
No.
Well, unfortunately, that won't work, and I apologize. I don't know of any other. The only other thing I can think of is putting the mic up to the laptop, but then I'm sorry. I'm just gonna do one last thing and then I'll move forward. I won't even be a problem anymore. I'm just trying to get this third. Yeah, I don't. I'm over it. Sorry. But that was the video. I mean, you can hear it if you play, of course, on like a laptop. But
Did you want to? You had one other thing that you wanted to try. Did you try that or not?
well, the thing is, if I was going to disconnect the laptop from the TV, but I don't think you'd be able to see it. Okay. Okay. Can you see the image?
I can see the image. Yes. Looks like there's a.
Are you able to see the image on the?
Yes, there's a couple of cars and a dumpster and some rolling garbage cans and a little shed in the back.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, that's not gonna be feasible. Because it's too far away. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Unfortunately, my plan did not succeed. So I can't, for that particular video, because of it being the distance, and then it's just not gonna work. I do have some videos that you'll probably be able to hear if I get a chance to show them.
Okay. Well, like I said,
I'm so sorry.
we went through the complaint. If there's anything else that you wanted to present, this would be the time to do it.
So, yes, there's things that I'd like to present. So that was August 10th that video was made, which made me realize that they were, in my mind, of course, conducting a plan to get me kicked out of the apartments. And in my mind, it was all because of the fact that I would not talk to them after they used slurs. So it became racially motivated to me. So after the officer came on August 10th, he made her delete the text, he made her delete my number, and then no text messages were sent between us again. Now now there were like certain things said from August until December. There was I kind of had like a little New Year's thing with the neighbors down below me.
Who was that?
And the neighbor below me is Samantha Winston. She was supposed to be my friend. She was supposed to be my friend.
What was the first name again?
Sorry, her name is Samantha, Samantha.
Okay, I got that then. And the last name is Winston?
Yes, and this neighbor, I've now that everything has kind of cleared, she was actually, I believe, according to Matt, telling him things as well about me, that I was in confrontations with her, and she said she saw me be in confrontations with Lorna Urick. But her and I and her boyfriend, who had just got out of prison, were hanging out with the kids, having fun for New Year's. Nicole called the police saying we were being too loud. The police came and we quieted down. Now, in the police report I retrieved, Nicole and Lorna said that a group of people were outside their door being rambunctious. And they didn't put that it was me. So, but because it wasn't, of course. But in the OPs that they got against me, they said that it was me outside their door being vulgar and rambunctious. And the reason I'm saying this is because I believe I'm under the understanding that this is probably something that they told Mr. Marino when they were complaining against me. I'm not sure. But that was one of the lies that they told.
But you don't know that for a fact. This is just speculation on your part.
At this point, this is speculation. If I do get the opportunity to speak to Mr. Marino, that is one of the questions that I have, is if that was one of the complaints. And try to show that that is a lie. So the next incident happened. That's when the next incident happened, is April 26th, with the incident with my daughter.
So just to clarify, April 26th of 2021, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, April 26th of 2021. That is when my daughter was getting off the bus. Lorna rode down the driveway and almost hit my
Okay.
daughter.
And so we went over this incident, and you said that Lorna said, "Get out of the way" or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then, yes, so the next day, after speaking with my daughter, she was like, yeah, that's what happened. I spoke to the bus driver. I did get that on recording. I'm not sure that you'd be able to hear it, but he did say he saw that behavior. He saw Lorna almost hit my daughter. And I believed myself, I believed the bus driver, and I believed my daughter's interpretation of the events. Now, on April 27th, I do have a video of Lorna approaching me after she called us psycho bitchs and after what she did to my daughter. I'd like to state that in her OP against me, she put in there that I had yelled at her, threatened to beat her up, and threatened to stab her on 4/26 of 2021. She put that in the OP. I want to show you how she behaved toward me on 4/27. That she approached me as I had to stand outside waiting for my daughter, and she didn't act like someone who was just that I just threatened. So if it's okay with you, I would like to try to submit that video to see.
Go ahead and see if we can
Okay.
play that and hear it.
So I have it number 2, and it's Lorna approaching after Zabi bus incident. I will play this. Hopes that you can hear it. Again, this is the day after the incident. She called us names and she claims I was threatening her. Are you able to hear it?
It doesn't sound like there's anything being said right now.
Now I'm walking outside. It should come up in a moment. That's Lorna in her scooter. I'm walking toward the place that my daughter gets off the bus. And this is her approaching me.
I just want to say, sorry, I don't know what's going on.
Girl, if you don't stop talking to me, you can call police on me.
All I need is
Okay. You call it, say one more to me, I'm calling police. Come and ask me. I'm not playing with you, Lorna. I don't want nothing to say to you. You don't talk to my child, you don't talk to me. You leave me alone. And I got this on camera now. I'm asking Dr. Ever talk to me again. If you talk to me again, I'm calling the police now. That's a promise. And I ain't gonna repeat myself. It's over the police automatically be the police.
Well, I don't know if you were able to hear that, but it shows.
I heard most of it. It seemed like this Lorna opened the conversation by attempting to apologize, though. Did she say something along those lines?
Yes, at this point, she had been asked by the police to leave me alone on multiple occasions. So for her to approach my daughter like that, getting off the bus, and my daughter and her knowing very well that I wanted nothing to do with them at this point. I don't want to talk to you. This has been almost a year, and you're going to approach my daughter when I'm not outside, and you're going to scare her, and then you're going to call us names. We just had exchanged words the day prior. Why would you approach me? Like, I was like, she could just tell I didn't want anything to do with her. It didn't make any sense to me. So I do have another video of that came after. And as she went back, she yelled, "I needed my daughter taken away from me." So it wasn't coming out of a nice place. It wasn't like she was trying to be friendly. She was trying to antagonize me. Because when I told her to leave me alone, she was like, she needs her daughter taken away. I doubt you'll be able to hear that particular part because of how far away she is. But she was not sorry. And like I said, this was after many attempts for her to leave us alone. And remind you, her daughter on 12/31/2020 had told the police I was outside their door, shaking my butt and yelling at them and scaring them and terrifying them. Like, why would you want to approach somebody? Anyway, so this video is of my daughter getting off the bus and me asking the bus driver if he saw what me and Zavia saw and would he be willing to talk to someone. He said he saw it anyway.